Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Pro High Elo casting here. We are going over to the Korean server. And as you can see, you might not be able to read the name, but that is Genji Ruler on Corki on the red side here. Now, looking at these two teams, we do see some very clear front-to-back styles. Varus with Hail of Blaze, possibly looking to go the on-hit build, maximize the amount of auto attacks coming through, possibly even crit we might see here. Now, into this team, Varus is very likely to want to get more auto attacks. You know, Pyke is going to be going in, Vernekton's going to be wanting to go in, Nidalee is going to be wanting to go in. The only two targets who's not really going to be able to get too much foothold in are going to be the Victor and the Corki. As we go into the game, as I don't know why my stuff never saves, but I'm expecting quite a decent game in terms of fighting here. I think there's going to be quite a few fights, especially with Lee Sin and Twisted Fate. A lot of ability to move around the map as a combination of the two. As we move on to the Rift, Neeko Varus versus Pyke Corki in bot lane here. Pyke obviously quite good early on, especially when it comes to being against two squishy targets. You tend to want to pick Pyke when you see more lower HP, less likely to build armor type of targets, so you don't really want to pick Pyke into a Nautilus, you don't want to pick it into a Leona. But a Neeko, you're all for that as a Pyke. We see a little bit of posturing here towards the mid lane. Nidalee and Lee Sin, two very playmaking junglers, very high mechanical junglers here. I expect nothing less from the Korean server as mechanics reign supreme. Now let's see who can be the better team. So the minions are now rolling in. Neeko potentially looking for an early start to the lane, early potential poke. It is the best chance Neeko has initially to be able to take advantage of, you know, a clueless bot lane. You get to do it once and then never again. As already some early trades on this top side, and best side into the Vernekton. As Pyke will land the hook, the bone placing will be used immediately. Neeko looking to be falling down very low here as the Ignite will come through. The flash is having to be used by the Neeko as a decent start already. The hook lands and Pyke looking for a second. The hook will land as well. The heal comes through as Pyke claims a quick first blood. Early game levels means that no base armor for you. As Pyke again lands the hook onto the Varus. Now Corki looking to follow up here with the E. The Hail of Blades on this Pyke. Already 3 for 3 hooks landed. And that is how you want to start a bot lane like this. In mid lane, Victor poking out Twisted Fate. Victor very much the more powerful of these two mid lane champions in sheer, you know, ability to dish out damage, but Twisted Fate is not to be underestimated. The gold card will come through and, you know, stop Victor from being able to poke down this Twisted Fate, although at the sacrifice of some HP, we just see some brutal pushing back from the Victor here. Gold cards might be landing, but it's all for naught as Victor is taking an early lead in this bot lane. Pyke going to be eyeing up the hook onto the Neeko, but the clone will come through. That is the advantage of having Neeko into these hook champs, is you can use the clone, but level 1 there is no such thing. But we see that at level 2 Neeko opts to take the clone just to neutralize the ability of that these hooks can potentially have. Looking to try and catch around the minions, but Neeko now using the W. Level 3 will be popped for the bot lane duo, the Corki and the Pyke. Varus is soon to follow. Neeko the only one without that level 3. No root on mysterious little gremlin. Twisted Fate flashing forward, using the gold card. Lee Sin is here. Stun will go through from the Victor, but it will not land in time as Lee Sin claims the second kill of this game onto this Victor as Twisted Fate gets a free lane for a little bit, but Victor with the TP up, potentially looking to use it to get back into this lane as quickly as possible. And he will so. Pyke. Hook will miss as the clone might not be able to block it, but the Neeko does dodge it. As a skirmish appears to be happening on the top side, Vernekton and Nidalee. Nidalee's trap will land as now we see an extended trade. The Conqueror on the Nidalee means that she wants to go for those extended long trades. Lee Sin obviously with Conqueror as well, but If Nico can start off the trade, then that means that Lee Sin has some catch-up to do. As Nico now on the offensive on this Corki, as Pyke landing the hook onto the Nico. The Corki will be following up here. Clone is used, the root lands onto the Pyke, as now Varus looking to claim the kill, but Nico will kill the Pyke in bot lane, and now all of a sudden it's neutral again. ADC's on very similar CS counts, as Varus just looking to try and get any kind of kill here onto this Corki. Not having flash available, but will escape within an inch of his life. Corki just having to sort of sit behind this turret, otherwise he will be deadly out of this game, very far behind. Renekton going to be shoving in this wave in topside now. Nidalee is in the space to be able to back up this Renekton if Ambessa looks to try and have a counter-attack, just looking to take her crows for the time being, as Twisted Fate and Victor sitting in mid lane. T-R-A-D-I-N-G doesn't quite work as the original nursery rhyme, but Victor now low on mana. Twisted Fate going to be looking for an opportunity to be able to engage onto the Arcane Mage. Ambessa taking the trade onto the Renekton. The stun will come through. Slice and dice. As it seems like, you know, the lanes are very much decided, but Renekton not level 6 just yet, as Ambessa can look potentially for an extended trade here with the Grasp of the Undying, being able to heal it up. Renekton does have the Conqueror, so the sooner that they start fighting, the better it will be for him, but level 6 will pop as well. The Dominus is available. Will he look to go in immediately? Look to slice and dice through the minions to land a stun on the Ambessa, as Twisted Fate just trying to look to survive here in this lane. Obviously, Victor's going to be much stronger later on with sheer power alone. But Twisted Fate, a stun card goes a long way. A point and click stun doesn't let you use any abilities. Slice and dice will come through. As Ambessa just poking out wherever she can. In this bot lane, we see that now it's the blue side bot lane duo with a level advantage. It's Pyke who's a level down, as Nico will land the root onto the Corki here. Hook will come through. Varus will be stunned up twice, as it looks like the damage might be too much for them to be able to handle, as Pyke will fall to the turret shot as well. Corki here going to be getting the trade kill onto the Varus, as Ambessa falls to the Renekton, but now in mid lane, Victor in the 2v2. Lee Sin, Nidalee looking to join forces, but Victor just has enough mana to be able to use the ultimate, as Lee Sin might go down to the turret shot. No, he's going to barely stay alive. Victor on an inch of his life. And Lee Sin, likewise. 2 kills now for the Blind Monk. As Twisted Fate is just enjoying the peace and the quiet in mid lane, but Pyke is looking to deny that fact, as the hook will come through. The stun will not land after the fact, but Nico might be able to get the kill onto the Victor. As Pyke now, level 4 against Nidalee, Nico's level 6. 2 turret shots will land through, making Nico down to about a third of her HP. Meanwhile, in bot lane, Corki and Varus looking to take an extended trade here, as Corki with that Conqueror are going to have the advantage in that. Varus benefiting from those short-term trades, getting 3 Blight stacks and immediately trying to detonate them with that Hail of Blades. And now we're sort of into a crush state on both sides of the map. We see something similar to the last game, where top lane might be winning, but the rest of the map is falling behind. As Renekton just taking it whatever trades he can. Usually guarantee that health advantage with the ability to heal up from the empowered Q, especially onto those minions, as Victor now with lasting one, still no mana item. It looks to be the Roar that he's claiming here, as now bot lane's level 6 minus the Pyke is having to play defensive here. Nidalee is in the area. Corki looking to take a little bit of damage away from this Nico. The clone is used. Pyke still not level 6. There is no X marks the spot. There will be no execute just as of yet. There's a Twisted Fate holding the red card here, possibly wanting to look for that yellow card, but will not be able to find it, as Lee Sin will take this top Void Grub spawn. Now moving into mid. Nidalee matches on the bot side. Nico and Pyke taking extended trade as Lee Sin goes in. Will miss the Q, and TF is the target. The kick will land, pushing the Nidalee away. Spear lands onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin dropped to half HP. Nidalee could look for potential poke out of the Lee Sin. The Blind Monk will have to disengage. But Nidalee looking to try and take away these Raptors. The yellow card is primed and ready. The gold card will land. The stun will come through. And Lee Sin's looking to hunt down this Nico. is here as well to claim up the kill, for clearing up that kill onto the Nidalee as Twisted Fate goes into the middle of the play with the gold card. The stun will land as Nico and TF looking to try and take down this Victor. Twisted Fate will claim the kill. But meanwhile in bot, Corki has taken down Varus. Flash exchanged by the Varus, but not enough to be able to escape. With that Yumu's Ghostblade, the Corki is already showing a level of power that is beginning to be unsurpassable. Obviously, the higher range of Corki means that this blue side might potentially have a much harder time trying to deal with him. Renekton holding this wave, knowing that Ambessa has to risk pushing up to be able to get even a slightest bit of CS here. Now as Ambessa looks to try and take a reset or potentially roam down here, Renekton will take the time to shove this wave in. He quickly just checks to make sure, has Ambessa gone? Yes, she has, and now it's all hands on deck for Renekton, going to try and shove this next wave in. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Nico and Pyke trading blow for blow, but it seems like Nico is going ban for ban, and ban for ban she is ahead as both buffs available for the Nico, obviously taking down the Nidalee earlier on in that mid lane skirmish. Not able to connect with the roots. The clone will look to dodge the hook as he dashes away. Bot lane just looking to try and reset. Obviously Corki down the item, but Lee Sin taking the time to take this first Chem Tech Drake. Roa's now on the sides of the mid laners as Eclipse for Lee Sin, and it seems like a Liandry's is coming online for this Nidalee. Corki, his back has been stalled for so long. He is holding approximately about 2,000 gold, I guess. He just needs to reset. He wants to reset, but this bot lane duo of Nico and Varus holding them at just enough reach to be able to stop them from being able to get an item advantage over the Varus. Now, the moment that Corki has his Triforce, he's going to be undeniably stronger, and it will be like that for a very long time as Pyke here looking to try and combo onto the Varus. The Varus will fall, the heal, the barrier will be procced. Varus will get a constellation kill of the Pyke, but once again Corki proving that he's not slowing down anytime soon. Even without the Triforce, he can still claim a kill. Very interesting play from the Pyke there, very creative I must say, using the R to dash onto the Varus before landing the hook and the E stun. Lee Sin here just eyeing up this Corki as it looks more like Porky Pig is falling down as he is dead under the turret. The Corgi will remain. But has that given Corki a fast reset? Obviously dead for 20 seconds, but now the Triforce is in his inventory. Building into that Manamune to build the more mana. As Victor and TF again at just arm's reach. No one's been able to solo kill each other in this mid lane. There has been not too much in the way of isolated lane play, but here comes Pyke onto the Nico. The Hextech Rocket Bolt will allow it to dodge, but the Nidalee Spear will land. Nidalee now eyeing up a potential engage onto the Nico. Hook will land as the Twisted Fate comes in. Gold Card will hit, and Lee Sin is there to clean up the kill. Arriving just in time. Renekton now looking to trade onto this Ambessa. Level 11. As the Dominus has not really needed to be used. The Stridebreaker is the pickup as the Spiritosojin on the Ambessa's side. And we see Victor starting to fall behind. This is not where you want to be if you are the Arcane Mage. As Renekton takes a stun onto the Ambessa, potentially looking for an extended trade. The Conqueror will be procced. As Nidalee takes a reset in the red side jungle. Corki now looking to be aggressive, looking to play with the aggro, but here comes the Pot Blossom knocking up this Corki, but the X marks the spot and Varus is the target. Nico now the last remaining member as the Hextech Rocket Bolt will be used to catch the Corki out. Hook will go wide as Nico now looking to just take as much damage off this Pyke as possible, knowing that she has plenty of health remaining before that execute lands. Twisted Fate potentially looking for a little bit of a bait here onto the Victor as Nidalee catches Nico out in the jungle. The spear will go wide, but Nidalee says, come here. Spear will land as Twisted Fate using the Destiny Gate to get back into lane. A free TP if I was to say so. That spellbook with the Ghost and Ignite as well. Holding, looking for a trade here. It seems like they're trying to get an aggressive stance here, but Twisted Fate going to be caught out by the Pyke, having to stop his back there, but Lee Sin is here to assist. With completed jungle item, Nidalee now with Liandry's Torment. Able to just do a lot of burn damage, especially in those not so extended trades, those more poke you out from a distance type trades. Those spears come in very handy. Cloud Drake up in a minute now, as Herald will be in 30 seconds. A little bit of overlap potentially, depending on the states of the lanes. As Ambessa still posturing very far back away from the Renekton, but the stun will land, the spear will connect, as Ambessa looks to be in a spot of trouble, but able to dash away, using that passive to be able to dash after each ability. Similarly to Kallista's auto attacks, as Corki is potentially caught out by the Neeko here. The hook will not land, as Twisted Fate taking a trade against the Viktor. And now damage coming through for both sides, as seems to be as even a trade as you can get each time they're trading an ability, as Corki going to be landing by the Neeko snare. Varus throwing away the Chains of Corruption, but Pyke will subtly dodge that with his dash. As we're seeing a little bit more blood spilled at the moment, as Neeko trying to assist the Varus in the mid lane, as Nidalee takes on that Herald. Hook here, gonna go wide as the clone is used. Ambessa stunned, not able to clear any of this wave without some interference from the Renekton as he looks to take a reset. Or potentially play a bait play. Pyke now. Hook primed. Not going to be able to land it as Corki is hit by the gold card. Hextech Rocket Belt allows the Neeko to connect to the Pot Blossom as Corki falls rather quickly. Victor is now here. Gold card will connect onto him, but Twisted Fate will get stunned in the Chaos Field. As all of a sudden this game is turned on its head, as now it's just clear. The blue side is ahead in every lane minus top. Corki getting caught out by this gold card. As now the time bomb that is this blue side is starting to prove to be blowing up sooner than we thought. Yes, you might have Victor, yes, you might have Corki, but you need to remember those two need to be able to move, and there is one very, very crucial factor, and that is the gold card as Renekton potentially looking here to take an extended trade against the Ambessa. Never really able to find a footing in top lane, the Ambessa, as Victor trading with Twisted Fate here. Just trading abilities as much as possible, but Lee Sin is eyeing up the opportunity to be able to take down this Victor. The flash will come through as the kick lands. Lee Sin stunned under the turret, but will Twisted Fate be able to have the damage? The blue card seals the deal. As now the Herald in mid lane, potentially looking to try and catch this Varus out. He is without his Ixtali Shapeshifter, as he takes a solid amount of damage. Lee Sin now looking to land the Q onto the Pyke. It will go. He will take the chance and dash out and take the fall against the Corki. The shutdown gold going over as a potential misplay. They might have the numbers, but they don't have the dashes. They don't have the CC to be able to lock up the Pyke long enough to be able to claim the kill quickly and easy, as Lee Sin will fall. Now, Nidalee will find Ambessa, not looking to particularly take any trades here, as Pyke here, going to be using the ultimate to be able to catch up to the Twisted Fate. The hook will not go through, as it just seems like a handshake, shaking of hands as they bid farewell in bot lane, as Varus now just in a 1v1 against the Corki, looking to deal as much damage as possible. Pyke is now posturing below. No ward on there. The Umbral Glaive not propped enough, as Varus taking a risk there, trying to stop Corki's back. Potentially even claim the kill with the Blighted Arrow. As Corki and Pyke both in agreement that they might be able to take down this Varus here, but Lee Sin is here to join the party as Chains of Corruptions will go wide, but Renekton is the target of a potential 2v1, and best of Twisted Fate, will they be able to claim the Crocodile? As Dominus will be used. The yellow card will stun this Renekton up, as the amount of tankiness this man has is undeniably helpful, but he will be served quite rare as a 4v1 collapse from the Lee Sin and the Neeko. Lee Sin, the Dragon Kick, sending him back to the Nexus. As Pyke caught out by the Neeko's snare. The hook not going to be able to go out as it lands onto the clone. Pyke just looking to trade away, get rid of that vision there by the mid lane, as he will get hit by another snare. Corki now involved in this sort of mid lane skirmish. It is a 2v3, so the red side's going to be wanting to look to get some numbers back here. No TPs on the side of the Viktor or the Renekton. Twisted Fate with the available ultimate, but he's just going to try and look to get some progress on this top tier 1. Dashing away, dashing in and out. Just trying to avoid any kind of contact. They know they win in the long game, but Corki might be able to get, you know, some kind of stance here. A foothold, if you will, as now Atakan has arrived. Pop Blossom will come through, lands onto the Nidalee as they look to lock down and take that down quickly. Ambessa now going through onto the Pyke. Destiny's Gate will land. Twisted Fate is now involved in the bot side fight. The Ambessa execution is public domination as Lee Sin claims the kill onto the Viktor, and now it is a 3 versus 5. Renekton's not even there as Nidalee will be hit by the hook. The clone will not be able to stop the ultimate from coming out as Ambessa looks to take a trade against the Corki, but will fall as well. X marks the spot, and Varus not in a good spot for health here as Pyke decides to go in. Will land the stun. Varus will take the trade kill, but Pyke triple kill as he looks to get Quicksilver Slash here, looking to avoid that gold card stun. That Varus ultimate and that Neeko root as well. As Corki getting a nice little influx of gold there. 2 executions from the Pyke means 1,000 gold in his pocket in total. The Atakan, though, solidly in the hands of this blue side as Renekton seems to have this inhibitor turret on his mind. Stridebreaker will land as Renekton looking to just dash away, will not be able to hit by the root as Lee Sin on the trade with the Nidalee. Who wins this? It's a level advantage in favour of the Lee Sin as the Q will land again. Conqueror's procced, but Nidalee has the backup of this Viktor. The Dragon Kick will come through, and the Nidalee will fall. I keep wanting to say Neeko, but I keep meaning to say Nidalee, and vice versa. Gold card now lands onto the Viktor. Hook prime, but it's a Pop Blossom onto 3. As now this looks like it might be curtains. Corki not able to claim any kind of kill, and Viktor likewise as Neeko. Perfect opportunity there. Pyke misplaying, pulling the Neeko's Pop Blossom onto 3, onto the carries of this red side. It's a drastic failure of a team fight, as well as the Drake is alive. It's an Ocean Soul, it's an Ocean Drake. This healing will become very useful as Renekton not able to stop any kind of pushing power, just waiting for these minions to clear, but the tier 2 will go down as Neeko is proving to be a thorn in the side of this Pyke. Obviously able to dodge those hooks, and if you do hook her, well, guess what? There's a Pop Blossom waiting by you next door. Next day delivery and Amazon Prime is very much available today. If Neeko is Jeff Bezos, then this game might just be over with sheer wealth alone. As we're seeing, Twisted Fate, no deaths at all. Lee Sin has not been put behind in the slightest. So it comes down to this. Now, when looking at the comps, we do see some, you know, good synergies here. We see that Neeko, obviously, a very CC focused, very long range support in terms of the play style. Now, combining that with the fact that she's got the Hextech Rocket Veil and the Celestial opposition, potentially, you know, synergizing into a sort of hybrid, similarly to Rakan there, where you have the mixture of range as well as engage, sort of a multi-type champion, and countering the Pyke very well with the ability to Pop Blossom. Obviously, pre-6, it's in Pyke's favour. The clone only acting as a sort of deterrent to be able to land any kind of CC onto the ADC or the support in the bot lane, but the combination of Neeko and Lee Sin is very, very powerful indeed. Lee Sin able to engage alongside the Neeko, potentially kicking back a target into the rest of the team, and Ambessa and Twisted Fate very much enjoy the fact that if they have a squishy target to kill, As Ambessa, Renekton now trading in the bot lane. Twisted Fate getting involved in a fight on the top side as now it's a team fight over this top red buff. Flashes will be exchanged, but Renekton is still trading on the bot side. The public execution will go wide as Renekton is not held up. The flash will come through. One stun seems to do it as Renekton claims the kill onto the Ambessa. As a skirmish goes the way of Renekton and the rest of the team merely shaking hands. But involved in this, we can see a very crucial flaw in that, you know, one of the most important factors of any sort of team composition is a good synergy between the jungler and the support. Obviously, Pyke, very much so, CC-based damaging support, similarly to, say, if you combined a hook champ with a Lux there, only in the way of AD, potentially a Senna in a way. However, Nidalee looks to do something very similar. And they tend to not synergize all too well. Nidalee wants to play from afar, but Pyke wants to play from the inside as Renekton lands the stun onto the Twisted Fate. Not able to land the gold card, but the rapid fire cannon proving its use as Ambessa looks to chase down the Croc. Will we be serving Reptile tonight? Stridebreaker will slow down the Ambessa. No public execution to be able to catch up to the Renekton. He becomes through into the bot lane as the Baron is being started up by the Lee Sin. More members on the top side. The blue team is looking to claim this without any kind of stopping, any kind of interruption. Twisted Fate now ulting into the mid lane. The cleanse will land, stopping the gold card from showing its true effectiveness. Victor now in a trade with the Ambessa. Stun will not go through as public execution will Victor be put on show. As Ambessa is able to stick so well, will claim the kill onto the Victor. The Dominus will come through now as the gold card is used onto the Renekton. Renekton stunned up. Will he be able to survive the Dominus, generating that fury as much as possible? Renekton just looking to try and dash out. The Q will not land, but Ambessa will claim it. Twisted Fate now landing the gold card with a rapid fire count on into the Pyke with a Quicksilver Sash, stopping that from having any kind of long-term effectiveness. As it just seems to be a 2-0 in favour of this blue side now, as Pyke potentially looking to try and catch this Varus with the Edge of Night now. Not going to be able to. Going Lethality Varus in this game, little bit odd with the Hail of Blades. I would have preferred preferably a Comet, especially since you see that they have a Renekton, Nidalee and a Pyke who are all kind of wanting to get close and can't really get involved if they are low on HP, but the two builds you can go here is Lethality or On Hit, and I feel like On Hit is also a good shout, especially since they have chosen the Hail of Blades. As the gold card comes through, we'll land onto the Corgi now. Neeko going to be continuing up that stun as Lee Sin will claim the kill. The E will seal the deal as Corki goes back to the base. Nidalee now the target of the Twisted Fate. Damage will come through. Level 17 to level 13 as Neeko dashes over, joined by Renekton, Victor and Pyke. As Spear might land, but the damage is not. As we see just level differences all around, minus top lane. Renekton able to stay on par with this Ambessa thanks to those early leads. But level 11 to level 13 in support, we see a 2-level gap in mid lane and 3 in the jungle. This Nidalee has not been able to be effective at all in the slightest, as Neeko uses the Pot Blossom, catches out the Shapeshifter, but Shape-shifted, she got shafted. As she goes back to the fountain now. I mean, on the topic of team comps, I feel like in this game you need one of either some kind of engage jungler, particularly maybe a Maokai Sejuani or even a Nautilus. Varus now going to be dodging away from the stun. Public execution will lift the Renekton into the air as Ambessa looks to try and chase down the Victor. Pyke going to be claiming that up with the X marks the spot. Neeko now the target of the Renekton. The stun card will hit onto the Renekton as the Baron is taken. Renekton not able to land a single stun, will eventually land it onto the Lee Sin, but that is not the target you want to hit as Lee Sin looks to go forward, but the surrender will come through and that is GG. The blue side wins.